began.
Before Grease became a smash hit film, it was a low-budget musical with humble beginnings in a Chicago theatre. It opened with an amateur cast in 1971 and was a huge success. 1 year later, it debuted on Broadway, receiving 7 Tony Award nominations. Patrick Swayze and Richard Gere each had a stint at playing the lead role Danny Zuko. And in a strange twist of fate, 17-year-old John Travolta was cast as the goofy T-Bird Doody. It became the longest-running show in Broadway's history, so it made perfect sense to take it to the big screen.
Danny, is this the end?
Of course not. It's only the beginning.
John Travolta was a rising star thanks to Saturday Night Fever, while Olivia Newton-John was relatively unknown. But together, they were the perfect Danny and Sandy.
I don't care what people say, rock and roll is here to stay.
Thousands of fans lined Hollywood Boulevard for the world's premiere.
I remember John and I drove up and it was so crazy. The kids were climbing all over the car and there were a lot of people lining the carpet. And it was a little chaotic and very exciting.
It was a phenomenon, you know, it was absolutely extraordinary.
And the film lived up to the hype. The nostalgic look at the 50s was part of its appeal. High school drama and teen romance, coupled with vibrant choreography and catchy tunes, meant box office gold. And the soundtrack became a certified hit. From Summer Nights to You're the One That I Want.
To my heart, I must be true.
Both songs are still among the 20 best-selling singles of all time, while Hopelessly Devoted to You received an Oscar nomination.
Hopelessly devoted to you.
To date, Grease has grossed almost $400 million at the box office. Not bad, from a $6 million budget.
Change, changing up, that's the way it should be. Whoa, yeah.
And the legacy lives on in countless theatre productions, an Australian revival set to open later this month. Decades on, the movie is still as popular as ever, and to celebrate 20 years of Grease mania, the film was re-released.
Why do you think that the story is still so popular today and audiences want to soak it up?
Because I don't know if it's changed. I think the high school story is always the same. And I don't know, it hit a note that has not ever left for some reason.
And in 2002, Sandy, Danny and the rest of the gang were reunited at the release of the DVD. It went on to sell more than 750,000 copies, the highest DVD sales ever, proving that Grease is and will always be the word.
She flies off into the car there. Olivia Newton-John will be live from LA in the moment to talk about her experience in that fabulous movie. But first, let's have some trivia.
Yeah, it was one of the most watched films of all time, but there are things that you might not know about Grease, and Giles Hardy is here to chat about the mishaps, mistakes and memorable moments.
All right, bad boy. Yeah, that's good.
I just thought you fit there.
Yeah, Questlove.
That works.
Oops.
Now, you know, even though John Travolta is over 6 foot tall, the producers actually wanted to make him look taller, didn't they?
Yeah, well, look, height is everything in Hollywood, and even back then, you know, personalities counted. So Jeff Conaway, who played Kaneki, he's taller than 6 foot. So when he was on set, he had to slouch. Because the important thing was that whenever he was hanging around with John, John looked taller. So
How tall is John, by the way?
John's 6 foot.
6 foot. Okay, all right.
Yeah, so which in Hollywood is a giant.
Yeah, that's massive. Well, nepotism doesn't always pay off. So, what actress missed out on playing Rizzo? I can't believe it.
Oh, look, it's an amazing list of the actors who weren't in this one, but my favourite story is Lucille Ball's daughter, Lucy Arnaz, was up for Rizzo, and then Lucille Ball called and said, I used to own that studio. My daughter does not do screen tests because she, at one point was an owner of one of the studios Paramount bought, and so the studio said, okay, if she doesn't do screen tests, she doesn't do the film.
We'll give it to Stockard Channing instead.
Although they almost gave it to Carrie Fisher. Imagine Princess Leia as your Rizzo. Then I'd be able to do the brass bra thing today, and we'd be in a completely different look.
She kind of is Rizzo, though. That's the thing.
Absolutely.
And Olivia Newton-John wasn't the only actress to audition for the part of Sandy either, was she?
No, first choice was Suzanne Day, who's sort of famous now for Partridge Family, LA Law. She was down for Sandy. And Danny, my favourite, this is Henry Winkler. The Fonz almost played Danny, and probably not surprisingly, he sort of passed because he thought he might be a little bit stereotyped.
Yeah.
So John wasn't the only... John Travolta, he wasn't the only John who had a part in the movie.
No, he wasn't the Travolta.
What Travolta?
There's another Travolta, Ellen Travolta, who's his older sister.
Oh, Ellen Travolta.
Yeah. She has a part. I think the technical term is bit part, though that could almost be talking it up. She has one line, which I think we've got on the footage here.
Okay,
let's have a look.
Is Danny and Sandy? Oh,
And that was it.
So
She's John's cousin.
It's John's older sister, Ellen. She's most famous because she played Scott Baio's mother, Chachi's mother in Happy Days, and then in Joni Loves Chachi. And she then played Scott Baio's mother again in Charles in Charge. So she's famous on screen as Scott Baio's mother and off screen as John Travolta's sister.
You know what's funny too is that continuity wasn't really at its best, was it, when they were making Grease? There's a big mistake in the sleepover scene.
Yeah, in the sleepover scene, there's a magic wine bottle. Basically, if we have a look, watch the wine bottle here. No matter who it gets passed to, in the next clip, it ends up being held by someone else. So you're going to watch it. Here we've got it with Sandy.
Got it, yeah.
And then it'll get passed across in a minute, and that's when it starts doing magic things between the cutovers. So, so here we are. There's the magic wine bottle. It's moved. There it's gone again. There it's gone again. There's only one.
Give it to me, no?
There's only one bottle in this scene.
Now it's gone?
Yeah.
It's like that never-ending pack of Tim Tams.
It's either that or it's the speaking stick. No one was allowed to say their lines unless they were holding the magic wine bottle. You'll probably find the microphone was in the wine bottle. So.
Now, we know dancers are very professional bunch of people. So in the big dance-off, which cast member was probably less than glamorous in the ball gown?
Look, there weren't a lot of stunt people in this show. They were all doing their own dancing. So Marty in the green dress in this scene, if you look really closely, she's wearing a knee pad. And when you do the slits, you can see the knee pad. So that's a little bit awkward.
That's awkward.
And look, they're all sorts of fun. Jeff Conaway, when they were doing Grease Lightning, he was dropped by the cast. He was up there. He ended up getting a severe back injury after it. The thing is, that really did add injury to insult because he was also the one who was originally meant to sing that song, but John Travolta pulled rank and actually made that song his in the film.
Yeah, it's Kanicki's song on stage.
Actually,
absolutely.
The dance routine in Hand Jive, I think we're going to do that a little bit later on, but it is a full-on dance routine. I was looking at it again last night. Now, John Travolta, he called a lot of the shots, didn't he, on the set?
Well, that's exactly. He was the one sort of making sure that he was the one singing that song. He was the one doing all the... And yeah, look, he was even making his fellow cast members crouch for him. So, yeah, look, this was the film that launched him. It was the third highest grossing film ever at the time. Like, he was behind Star Wars and Jaws. So this was why he sort of became famous. He then sort of did things like Look Who's Talking. So,
Still a funny film.
It's still a funny film. Look Who's Talking 2, Look Who's Talking Now. That was that lull,
But this is iconic, isn't it?
This is, and there's a reason why we're still talking about it and why we've all watched the film so many times to see these ridiculously small things we're being pernickety about.
Thanks, Charles.
Thank you, man. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's better.
You're like the nerd in all of these movies.
I'm like the nerd in every possible scene.
Like you've got the hat with the propeller on it.
Yeah.
We've got something very special now, Dave.
Yeah. Our very own Olivia Newton-John was the apple of every man's eye and the envy of all women when she slipped into those skin-tight leather pants.
Yep, we're going to chat live to Olivia in just a moment. But first, let's take a look at why we all fell in love with her character, Sandy.
I'm going back to Australia. I might never see you again.
Don't talk that way, Sandy.
But it's true.
But luckily for Sandy, she never made it back down under.
This here is Sandy Olsen.
The Pink Ladies took her under their wings. While things with Danny had a snag early on.
You're a fake and a phony, and I wish I'd never laid eyes on you.
But she soon found herself in the arms of Tom, who was sweet but simple.
Simple is right. Too bad his brains are in his biceps.
Although Sandy forgave Danny, the lovebirds still had their ups and downs.
You think I'm going to stay here with you in this sandwagon?
But in the end, an almost unrecognisable Sandy decided Danny was the one she wanted.
Oh, she looks amazing. It's been 35 years since Olivia Newton-John graced our screens in Greece, and she joins us live from LA. Morning, Livy. Happy anniversary.
Good morning. Good morning. You two look really hot. You could do the remake.
We should. I'll tell you, if they want a really older version,
yeah.
You know, maybe sort of like a Morning Melodies version of Grease, we are the cast members.
You look great, you guys. How are you both?
We look very good. I mean, Olivia, looking back at that, you know, at the vision of the movie, it's amazing. You still look incredible. Did you have any idea back then that it would be so huge?
No, you couldn't possibly have imagined that it would still be popular. I mean, I finished a tour a few months ago and there were little kids still discovering the movie, 7 years old, coming in their poodle skirts. It's really quite incredible, the range. Then they come with their grandmothers, of course, who we saw it the first time around. So that's been the amazing part of it.
Well, let's talk about JT, about John. Now, he said that he had a crush on you before he met you. Now, I want to know, straight up now, was the feeling mutual? He's a big star. Welcome back, Cotter.
Oh, well, I seen him. When I met him, I thought he was really cute. Of course, how could you not? He was cute, and he's still cute. He's a lovely guy. And we had a good chemistry on screen. It really worked. It worked for the movie. It was fantastic.
Livy, what about the screen test? What did you have to do for it?
We did the car scene, the drive-in scene, as the screen test. I was really nervous about doing this movie. I wasn't sure. I thought I was too old. I was all of 29. It's all relative. And I asked for the screen test, and we did that one, and it worked out well, and it worked really good, thank goodness.
Now, you've got to admit...
And the interesting thing was I couldn't do an American accent. I thought I had all these reasons why I couldn't do it. I said, I really don't think I can do a good American accent. So they said, well, we'll make you an Aussie.
So much power
That
back
was
then.
amazing, because that was not done in those days.
Now, you must have, you pulled off the tight leather pants, which now, you know, are an institution for anyone who does this show. In fact, even our very own Sonic Kruger's wearing them today. So, how was it to? They were sort of like the Kylie hot pants of the day. Everybody wanted to wear those.
Yeah, exactly. I guess there were no bathroom breaks when you were filming that part of the movie, Livy. Were they hard to get on and off?
Well, the truth of it was that they were very old. They were from the 70s, and they were made of something called shark skin. They were very, very like a fake kind of plasticky stuff.
Wow.
And the zip was broken because they were 20 years old when I wore them. So they had to sew me into them. So you're totally right. There were no bathroom breaks. I didn't drink anything.
She was literally poured into those pants on.
And do you still have the pants, Livy, and the famous leather jacket?
I do. I'm going to auction them off for the Cancer Wellness Centre, which is why I'm talking to you today. And so one day I'm going to auction them off and try and raise some funds for the Wellness Centre.
I think you're going to get a lot of money.
Yeah, that's just giving me goosebumps,
me
because
too.
I can imagine that they would bring a lot of money, and that's great, you know, to be able to give that money to your charity. It's fantastic.
Yes.
You do a lot for your charity. I mean, you do so much about it. I mean, you really pound the pavement. You get out there, you meet the people. This is not like, I mean, this charity is so close to your heart, and we love how much you do for it. We're just looking at footage of you now doing the Great Wall of China walk.
That was incredible. That was one of the most amazing experiences. And this is like, so was it 7 years ago now? And now we're open. At that time, we didn't have the funds. And since then, we've raised the money. And with the help of the government and the wonderful people of Australia, we've opened the Cancer Wellness Centre in Melbourne. That bears my name. I'm very proud of it. And the Wellness Centre has been a fantastic success. And I don't think they're really sure how people would take to it. But people going through cancer are really enjoying a wonderful healing treatments at the centre with all the therapies that we have there. So I've got 2 events coming up I'd love to tell you about.
Go ahead.
Raise money for the wellness programs. Okay, on the 15th of September in Melbourne, we're having the first wellness walk I think it's ever happened, and the wellness walk is going to be only 4K. It's not too far, so anyone can make it. It's on a Sunday morning, not too early, like 11. You can bring the family. There's going to be it's going to start at the Ivanhoe Shopping Centre, and thank you to the Ivanhoe Traders Association for helping. And there's going to be entertainment on the way, and it's going to end up as a big street party at the end, and all the money will go to the wellness programs at the Cancer Centre, which are helping so many people.
And what about your other event that you want to push?
And the other one, and you're dressed perfectly for this, so you guys have to come along. In fact, David, I'm hoping you are coming along to sing with me.
I think I am.
Is on September 20th, and it's a gala ball for the Cancer and Wellness Centre. Again, funds for the wellness programs, because the government were wonderful and funded the hospital, but we have to pay for the wellness programs through raising funds. So this gala ball is going to have a Grease theme, and so it's going to be a lot of fun, and we've got a lot of fantastic artists as well as you. We have Kate Sobrano and James Rain, and Deborah Hutton's going to be our MC, and I'm going to do some stuff with Toddy Goldsmith, my niece, and we're going to have a lot of fun.
So you need a Danny?
Awesome.
Do you want me to come down and do a Danny?
Yes, I think they're going to ask you that.
So, Olivia, can I just ask, what are you going to sing, David, with Olivia? Olivia, have you got a
We
song
haven't
in
worked
mind?
it out yet. We haven't worked it out because we're going to have a lot of other people sing the songs rather than me. Because I've done them to death.
I could do whatever.
So, yeah, you can do whatever. We're going to do, we have some really fun ideas for the night. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So people can come to the ball dressed up or not. It would be really fun to come as the characters. And you can go on to www.oliviaappeal and check out, where and when and how much.
Well, look, we want to thank you for your time this morning, and we'll be doing more support on that, and I will see you on the 20th. I can't wait to be a part of it. Thanks for letting me be a part of it.
Thank you, guys.
And thanks for your time this morning.
Happy anniversary.
Thanks for having me. Thank you. Bye.
Isn't she just beautiful still?
It hasn't changed a bit. It's ridiculous.
She's just a dream.
But she is. Now, what about those iconic locations that brought Grease to life?
Oh, yeah. What happened to Rydell High and the Frosty Palace? Well, you know what we did? We sent Susan Massara along to find out.
Well, who can forget those two silhouettes frolicking along the beach and falling in love? In actual fact, that scene was shot here in the beautiful Leo Carrillo Beach in Malibu. Now, Grease was the movie that made the careers of John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John, and so many of the scenes were shot here in Los Angeles. And I'm going to take you to some of the most iconic filming locations. Wow, more than 30 years on and Frenchie's house still looks exactly the same. This home in East Hollywood is where the girls had their slumber party, and Rizzo sang that famous song poking fun at poor old Sandra Dee.
Look at me, I'm Sandra Dee, lousy with virginity. Won't go to bed till I'm legally wed. I can't, I'm Sandra Dee.
You're making fun of me, Riz?
Some people are so touchy.
Well, down here on Venice Beach in California is Venice High School. But for anyone who grew up watching Grease, you would know very well that this is Rydell High. And sure, it's had a paint job, but it still looks very recognisable. Now, so many of the film's greatest moments happened here. The song Summer Lovin' was shot with the boys back in the bleachers behind the school.
We made out under the dark.
The girls skipped through the canteen, singing a more innocent version of Summer Lovin'.
Summer heat, boy and girl meet, but on the summer night.
Either way, so many great memories right here at Venice High School.
But the summer night.
Well, it's certainly not one of the more beautiful river systems in the world, but as far as creating a backdrop for that dramatic car chase, this spot nails it. But not all of the film's iconic locations have stood the test of time. In fact, the old Pickwick Drive-In, where Danny got fresh with Sandy...
Danny!
Sandy! Oh, Sandy.
Danny, what are you doing?
Oh, Sandy, don't worry about it. Nobody's watching.
...is now a shopping centre in downtown Burbank. And if you were hoping to get a milkshake from the Frosty Malt Shop, well, that never even existed. These scenes were shot on a fake street in the backlot of Paramount Studios. And that's why they call it movie magic.
Finish this! To you from me, Pinky Lee.
Plenty more to come.
Oh my God!
No one at Rydell High was cooler than Danny Zuko.
And you know how it is, rocking and rolling.
The guys wanted to be him, and the ladies wanted to be with him.
I can't talk, all right?
Call me.
But he only had eyes for one girl.
Sandy!
His efforts to impress Sandy didn't always go to plan. And his moves were less than smooth.
Sandy! Oh, Sandy.
But on the dance floor, it was another story. And in the end, he won the race and got the girl.
Very smooth.
Oh, and at the end of the month, audiences will get to relive Danny and Sandy's electrifying love story when the hit musical Grease starts in Brisbane.
Yeah, it doesn't just go to Brisbane, it goes around the country.
Right
That's
around the country.
Joining us now are the stars, Rob Mills and Gretel Scarlett. Give it up, Danny and Sandy. Let me start with you, Millsy. You get there and, you know, I want to talk to you about the audition for the role. A lot of people audition and it's a very hard process. You just pulled a Danny Zuko and walked in the last minute, didn't you?
Actually, I did. My last...
You're so slack, man.
The last two shows, like Wicked and Legally Blonde, I had to do audition after audition after audition. This time I just sort of walked in and, hey guys.
No.
And had to sing, went through the script.
Had to sing.
Had to do a read through with three Sandys.
Three Sandys.
Three Sandys.
Oh, did you choose? Is Gretel your choice?
Great. I gave her my ring. Is that it? Yeah, that's
Your
how we did
friendship
it.
ring.
Yeah, the TV show will be out later this year.
Gretel, was there a lot of competition for the role of Sandy?
I believe there was, yeah. I think we had something all over. There was about close to 1,150 people audition all together. And I started from day dot. I wasn't like Mr. Mills here.
Yeah.
I'm not that lucky.
He's a big star.
Yeah.
I know. The entourage is a nightmare.
I started with, I was in the plebs. So I had to come in and I had to do all the rounds and I was there on the last day and that was a very big day. We were there for about 6 or 7 hours and they just culled down to people. We started going in and seeing producers and going out and here I am.
She was incredible.
It's hard though when it's such an iconic movie that we're all just talking in the ad break how every generation gets obsessed with it and grows up with it.
Yeah.
And I've never done the musical myself, but like as an actor, when you come into it knowing that we all want to hear it like Travolta, how do you go? Okay, but I still got to put new flavours in it.
Yeah, I mean, I still will sing it my way. I mean, I think I'm going to take the strut. You can't not do that strut. You have to do the Travolta strut. Yeah,
with the neck.
Slow, rockin', rollin'. The strut I'll definitely take, but as far as voicing goes, it's... I mean, you sing the way you sing, I sing the way I sing, so...
Yeah.
I mean, we're doing the American accent. I'm really glad that the producer decided that Sandy will be an Australian in Australia.
So she's Australian?
In the original musical, she's American.
Can I just ask, Gretel, Sandy transforms, you know, from the girl next door to the sexy sort of siren. So which part of those characters is more fun to play?
It's got to be the sexy side. I'm going to say it. It's nice to play the girl next door. I love that, but that's most of the musical. And then that little transformation at the end, I think it's the time you get to come out and just let loose.
Did you see earlier in the Today Show the onesie?
Yeah, she cuts loose.
Speaking of the onesie, if Gretel does, you know, get ill or whatever, you're up on the Gold Coast a bit with Big Brother. We're in Brisbane
You've
soon.
got the pins.
You've got the pins. I know you've got the moves.
She could do it. She could easily be a Sandy. What about Bert? Now, speaking of TV stars, you got Bert in the show. How's he going?
He's wonderful.
He's jive talking.
Is he jive talking?
Yeah, he's jive talking.
Because this is his period, literally.
Yeah.
From the movie and originally.
Well, he would have been on air being a radio jock back in the day.
Absolutely.
But he's got a bit of American accent now.
Oh, wow.
He's rocking out. He's jive talking a lot.
Does he have big hair?
Well, let's be honest. No, but I'm sure someone will give him some big hair. Yeah,
he's an absolute legend.
Well, on that note, we look forward to seeing you guys sing for us a little bit later. But don't miss out on seeing Grease when it comes to a capital city near you. Head to ticketmaster.com.au for all the details.
Its absolute bobby socks off this show.
Yep, absolutely.
Stick around. Both Rob and Gretel are going to perform live in the studio.
Yeah.
But first, here's a vet.